get nukes. Simply the name nuke is not enough. You couldn't fool the Americans. Aha, Greenland, you thought you were slick. You said, oh, let's name the fucking major city Nuke, and then Americans will think we have a nuke. No, you have to start enriching uranium right now. You have to start enriching uranium yesterday. You have to start developing an intercontinental ballistic missile that is capable of striking the American heartland. You have to do that yesterday, not tomorrow, yesterday. You guys, shut the fuck up. They are welcoming us as liberators. I will not have any of this, okay? They want us. They want us bad. They want me. They want me. They want us to take control over all of the resources of Greenland. It is vital. It is vital for the Golden Dome that we're building. They want us. They want us. They want us to fucking take away their health care. They want us. Stop saying that's not the case. It's true. It's true. We will molest the shipping lanes. We will molest the money. We will molest the shipping lanes. We will molest the fucking Greenland natural resources. It's gonna happen, okay?
Take a look at this map of Greenland if you want to understand why Trump wants to take it over so badly. Trump says that it's all about national security.
We need Greenland from a national security situation. It's so strategic.
But that's not the full story. The US doesn't need to take over Greenland for national security at all. The US already has military installations in Greenland, and Greenland is governed by Denmark, a NATO ally. Greenland, like Venezuela, has significant oil and mineral wealth that Trump wants. Greenland has massive deposits of rare earth minerals that the United States currently has to depend on China for, resources that US tech and energy companies would love to get their hands on as they—
I don't think that's like, I think that's not the whole story. The reason why I say that is because like extracting those rare earth minerals are so difficult out of fucking Greenland. We can get it elsewhere. They're not as rare as the name would imply. The real problem is actually not the real problem is the procurement and refinement. Like it's not exactly an issue to find these rare earth minerals. It's an issue because the refinement process is expensive. It's costly. Well, it's not expensive and costly in China, but it's expensive and costly elsewhere, right? And China actually dominates the entirety of that market. They've completely monopolized it. So even from that perspective, like putting, trying to take over Greenland in its entirety just for the rare earth minerals is like not the entire story at all, I think. I would go so far as to say that like new trade routes opening as a consequence of climate change would be a more likely scenario. I actually disagree with more perfect union here. These minerals are too hard to get in the first place, but they also just aren't actually rare. Yes, they're too hard to get in Greenland, at least with the current weather conditions. They're too hard to extract from Greenland as opposed to all these other places. Straight up. You got what, like a 3-month window to get these things out of there? It's too difficult. You would have to wait multiple decades for it to be feasible, the extraction to be actually feasible there. And yes, they are not rare. They're not actually rare. Contrary to the name, rare earth minerals are not necessarily rare. The problem is processing, not extraction. The real reason is likely just projecting power in the Arctic and controlling shipping lanes and defense. That's what I think as well. I think this is America's like long-term strategy.
seek to massively expand and profit off of artificial intelligence. And the US government thinks that Greenland likely has large oil and gas deposits off its coastline, but the government of Greenland has stopped giving out licenses for oil and gas exploration. And recently, they stopped a lot of mining exploration too, due to environmental concerns. So if Greenland—
Oh, they're woke and gay. We have to dominate them. Never mind. I didn't realize they were being woke and gay about extraction. Sorry. Yeah, I'm on board now. Sorry. Yeah, you're looking extractable, Greenland. Fuck you. Yeah, imagine the data centers we can build there, you know? You don't even need to cool it. It's just a self-cooling data center. Yeah. No, they said I didn't realize it was like that. Sorry, guys. I take it back.
in U.S. hands, these roadblocks to U.S. companies would disappear. Companies working in Greenland are already seeing a boost at the suggestion of U.S. control. Critical metals and energy transition minerals stock both jumped over 25% just this week. Big tech billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates are already invested in companies like Cobalt Metals, which holds mining rights in Western Greenland and secured $500 million in new funding right when Trump got back into office. And weirdly, a lot of this push to take Greenland seems to be coming from Estee Lauder heir Ronald Lauder, a longtime Trump ally and a billionaire who apparently first introduced Trump to the idea of buying Greenland at all. Lauder is, of course, quietly making investments in Greenland, like funding the Delaware-based Greenland Development Partners, a company looking to invest in hydropower projects that would power aluminum smelters in the area. Effectively, they're setting up shop for a big American push into Greenlandic minerals. Even weirder, Peter Thiel, Mark Andreessen, and Ken Howery, the current US ambassador to Denmark, are pushing the Trump administration to take Greenland so they can create a deregulated tech freedom city in Greenland, which of course would never happen if the Danish government kept control. Maybe needless to say at this point, but none of this has anything to do with improving the lives of Americans or even the lives of Greenlanders. It's
Not the Parenti post, but this is how imperialism works. It doesn't actually fucking help. It doesn't actually help the country that we are doing imperialism to, and it doesn't even help the home nation either. It's just only helping a handful, like a hand-selected few billionaire pedophiles, okay? Lizard people. That's it. Yeah, pretty cool. Excuse me, Peter Thiel's just a vampire? He's a lizard vampire.
Is how they're going to approach this. This meeting, I'm told today, between Rubio, Vance, and the foreign ministers of both countries is really to kind of be a level setting. You know, see where both sides are, see what, if any, agreements could be reached, if there's any, type of cooperation that could be made. Rubio has made clear in the past that really it's the preference of the administration.
Greek here, when are you giving back Constantinople says spicy spanakopita? Never. You can pry from my cold, dead hands.
To see if they could potentially buy Greenland, for example, even after, again, the Danish prime minister and the leaders of both Denmark and Greenland.
When you say stuff on stream, do you take into consideration what a group of people want you to say, or do you go your own way 100%? What do you think? Considering that I spend like 90% of the stream yelling at people after I deliver my take, do you think I actually listen to the outsiders, outside forces, or do you think I just speak my mind?
Saying it's not for sale, but seeing if they could, potentially make a deal that way. I will say, though, however, President Trump has repeatedly now not left a potential military option off of the table. And so that has, I think that raises a lot of concerns as these leaders are coming to the White House today. So it's going to be a very important meeting, potentially the first of many conversations, but we'll really have to see where it all leads, John.
All right, Elena Trine at the White House. Elena, thank you very much. Sarah.
All right, let's go now to CNN's international diplomatic editor, Nick Robertson. He is on the ground for us in Greenland. Nick, the Prime Minister of Greenland very bluntly said he...
Oh, that's the shittiest job, dude. Oh, my God, that's so funny. You just have to go to Greenland now. It's cold as fuck.
He does not want to be owned by the United States. The president of the United States saying that if they don't do it the easy way, they're going to do it the hard way. The big picture here is what's happening with the people of Greenland. What are they saying?
Yeah, they're incredibly concerned, and I think the latest language used by President Trump is going to be even more chilling. Everyone here has been telling us this meeting with the Danish and Greenlandic foreign ministers, with J.D. Vance, with Secretary of State Marco Rubio today is a big meeting. It is a big deal. It has everyone here worried. When you speak to people here, it is very clear. No one wants to be part of the United States. Perhaps there are divisions on the independent side of how quickly the country should move to independence, which is a sort of an overwhelming view. But the Prime Minister has made, as you said, made very, very clear, Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. Greenland, therefore, is part of the EU and part of NATO. And that's where they look for support, and that's where they look for their strength. But having spoken to a good number of people here, it's a huge concern because they don't have an army here. they don't have the ability to fight back against the United States. And there's a very real concern, even within government, that the president could make good on what he's saying and that Greenlanders could wake up one day soon and find out they're American. I spoke to one businesswoman here, and this is what she said to me.
Get nukes. Simply the name nuke is not enough. You couldn't fool the Americans. Aha, Greenland, you thought you were slick. You said, oh, let's name the fucking major city Nuke, and then Americans will think we have a nuke. No, you have to start enriching uranium right now. You have to start enriching uranium yesterday. You have to start developing an intercontinental ballistic missile that is capable of striking the American heartland. You have to do that yesterday, not tomorrow, yesterday. Greenland, you must develop nukes instantly. Simply calling your major city nuke is not enough. It probably fooled Americans because we're very stupid for at least a little bit of time, but it wasn't enough. You got to actually get a nuke. Put a nuke inside of nuke now. Okay, rule number 1. Unless you want Greenland to turn into a pedophile island akin to Little St. James for all of our psychopathic tech billionaires to come in and do whatever the fuck they want to, like a libertarian anarcho-capitalist paradise, you must develop nukes now.
If you don't know which country you're living in a month, then, you know.
Is that real for you right now?
No, I don't want it to be real. I really try to push that thought down. But that is the worst case scenario that, you know, in a month I'm American. We don't even have military in Greenland.
It's so funny to be like, this is a terrifying prospect. Please don't make us American. Haven't we suffered enough? We've already been Danish. We've already been considered Danish for the longest time. And now you want to make us American. I don't want to be American. It's brutal. It's the worst fate of it all, of all time, okay?
Because we don't do war. So, of course, you know, there would be, I don't know, you know, we wouldn't be able to resist the American military. No one can resist the American military.
So the big question here for people is, how does the meeting go today?
Oh, she doesn't know. You won't be an American, sweetie. You won't be able to vote and won't get any of the benefits, but you will be American. Yeah, Puerto Rican style. Yeah, that's probably what will take place. Like, you'll have freedom of movement, I assume, because they're white, right? So, like, or white enough. So they'll have, like, some kind of freedom of movement, but they won't actually be able to vote for the president or whatever unless they move to the mainland.
It seems that both sides are in a very clear position, poles apart. Everyone here knows that J.D. Vance has been to Greenland before. It is a very big thing on his personal as well as political agenda. The Greenlandic Danish side are not for backing down. That's very clear. So the question people have here is, well, how far will the EU, how far will NATO go to support us? And I think it's fair to say at the moment that the major military northern NATO members are squarely behind Denmark, Greenland. There's a question mark perhaps over some of the others.
Yeah, a lot of people wondering how this is going to
Greenland is about 90% Inuit, but many of them look kind of white. Yeah. Inuit equals terrorist. That's the next excuse.
end and what that might.
Well, they do have MS-13 style tattoos too, so you already got that on deck. You know what I mean? The Inuit separatist movement must be squashed. Okay? It must be destroyed militarily. They do not understand that we're there as liberators. Okay? They're going to welcome us as liberators. They don't get it. They don't understand that we're actually there to democratize Greenland. Okay?